We're now going to find the exact value of an inverse cosecant function. What we need to do first is identify the domain and range of the remaining inverse trigonometric functions. So here we go. If we have y equals the inverse cotangent of x, that means x equals the cotangent of y, where x is going to be any real number and y is going to be a value between 0 and pi. If you think about what the graph of y equals cotangent of x looks like, this should seem reasonable to you. Y equals the inverse secant of x means x equals secant of y, where the absolute value of x must be greater than or equal to 1, or you can think of that as saying x is greater than or equal to 1, or x is less than or equal to negative 1, and y is between 0 and pi inclusive, but y cannot equal pi over 2. Again, if you think about the graph of y equals secant of x, this should seem reasonable. Finally, for y equals the inverse cosecant of x, that means x equals the cosecant of y, where the absolute value of x is greater than or equal to 1, and y is between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2 inclusive, but y cannot equal 0. Again, consult the graph. So what we're going to do is find the inverse cosecant of 2. We're going to say that theta is the inverse cosecant of 2, and what that means is that we're looking for some angle such that the cosecant is equal to 2. We know that the angle theta must be between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2 inclusive, but that theta cannot equal 0. Now, because the cosecant of the angle theta is positive, we know our angle theta is going to be in the first quadrant. So all we need to do now is ask ourselves, what angle in the first quadrant has as a cosecant 2? The answer is that the angle theta is going to equal pi over 6. And if you're having trouble remembering your values of your cosecant functions, we could do this in the following way. Cosecant of theta is 1 over the sine of theta, right? So 1 over sine of theta is going to equal 2, so that sine of theta equals 1/2. Now, you should remember that the sine of pi over 6 is 1/2. So that'll help you to remember the angles for the cosecant function if you're having trouble remembering them.